Welcome. We are here to play Trophy Gold, the incursion written by Josh Hiddie called Hissing Darkness. And I'm calling this particular series Whispers in Exile. All right, so let's go ahead and introduce our players. I'm Mads, she, they pronouns. I've run a lot of Trophy and also played a lot of Trophy, but usually dark, not a lot of gold. So this is a gold incursion and just getting used to the system still. And I'm just excited to see the differences between the version that I really, really enjoy and then this one, which has a little bit more survivability, but it's a little weird. So we'll see. All right. So I'm going to popcorn this over to B.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm B Narr, they, them. I am very excited to play this. I've played more Trophy Dark than Gold. I've played Gold once, and I am so hyped to do this. This is like such a cool incursion. And Mads is a super, super cool keeper. And all of these people are cool. So you can tell I'm very excited.
Okay. All right. Let's popcorn it over to Mark.
Hey, I'm Marc, he and them. I have played and run an awful lot of both Gold and Dark, and yeah, I'm always excited to play with Mads and Amanda and y'all. I love the sci-fi twist to stuff, so yeah, just gonna have be a good time here
Very
for it.
awesome. Cool. Okay. Popcorning it over to Amanda.
Hello, my name is Amanda. My pronouns are she, her. I'm just going to switch over to glasses I can actually see out of. There we go. Uh, I have played a lot of Trophy. In fact, if you watch Trophy things on YouTube, you have probably seen my face. We just recorded our 29th session of the Scoundrels Quarter for Trophy, which should go up anytime now. And I'm excited for this one because there is one part in it where I get so frustrated and angry with the keeper, Jason, that I flip him off on screen, and I'm going to have to gift that. So excited for that. I can't imagine that will happen here today with Mads, but you never know.
Oh man. And then the dice roll will probably just give it back to you in spades. It'll be fine.
Oh
It'll be
yeah, I'll
great.
get that karma.
All right. Last but not least, John.
Hi, I'm John. All of my experience with either Dark and Gold has been with Matt's GMing, so there's that. Um, I am looking forward to playing more of this game. I love it, and the premise for this game sounds amazing. So I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Very cool. Thank you all. So we're going to go through a round of cats, concept, aim, tone, and subject matter, and also discuss safety tools that are available, as this is essentially space horror. And we just want to make sure that everybody's expectations are pretty much on the table so we understand what we're working with, okay? And what we're aiming towards. So let me just go over and pick out the sheet here. Okay, so my cats document is really built for Trophy Gold in general, but I mean, a lot of it obviously applies to this particular incursion. Okay, so Trophy Gold is a game about desperate treasure hunters entering a forest or other haunted space that doesn't want them there. Um, Aim is to play treasure hunters motivated by a near impossible goal to seek out riches in the forgotten places of the world. You are not heroes, but entitled pillagers there to secure your wants and needs. Your desperate state encourages you to take dangerous risks, and you will often put yourself in harm's way to try and better your circumstances. The tone of Trophy Gold is risky and driven. You may encounter conflict or tension between treasure hunters, but more often you will be facing dangers from monsters or the environment itself. This game, regarding subject matter, will be R-rated. Your treasure hunters are willing to make dangerous choices. The game will likely be violent, terrifying, and include scenes of bodily horror and loss of self-control. Call out any particular subject matter or warnings featured in the incursion that we'll be playing. So again, I said space horror, isolation in space, darkness, shifting reality, especially with this encroaching darkness. And I used as my touchstones Event Horizon and Pandorum. Okay. Gameplay. This game is highly collaborative and improvisational. Players have a lot of say over the world itself and can introduce story elements that no one, not even the GM, was expecting, and play moves between the fiction and the metagame frequently. This game runs best when everyone feels comfortable offering up their ideas, and it uses six-sided dice of two colors, light and dark, to determine the outcome of risky actions. So we have several safety tools available to you, especially because this is a horror game. We have open door, so if for any reason you need to step away, whether it be for a moment or a scene, or even if you decide in the middle that this is not the game for you, totally understandable, you can go ahead and just say open door. Just let us know if you're coming back or how long it'll be before you come back, and then we will never ask you why you're open dooring. Okay, so that's on the table. We also have script change suggested by the designer of the game, Jesse Ross. And script change is available by Bo Jaeger Sheldon, and it includes terms such as pause, which is pausing the game to take a break from an intense scene or to discuss or clarify what is happening in the story. So pause just to kind of, again, pause play. Rewind. We're going to rewind the story back to a point before a particular piece of content entered the scene, and then we will narrate a different course of action to avoid the thing that caused the rewind, basically. Fast forward. If we're like, oh, I don't feel it, let's just go blow past this particular scene, or we want to just move time forward, just call fast forward. And then finally, frame by frame. If we seem to be approaching something that we need to be a little bit careful of, or like it's an ask first type of thing, let's call out frame by frame, and then we'll just kind of approach it with care, okay? Approach the scene with care. Slowing the story down so everyone can pause where needed and check in with each other. That's very important. So feel free, please, call out any of these terms, pause, rewind, fast forward, or frame by frame, to indicate whether we just need to check the pacing because there's something that we need to address or at least kind of move past, okay? Or change the direction of. It's fine. And then finally, we have lines and veils. This character keeper that we're using has a safety tab, and the safety tab has a list of lines and veils. Lines are things that we will not include in the game world whatsoever and will not be crossed, okay? And the veil are things that will come up, be present, or be mentioned in a flashback or a memory of some sort, but we won't describe it in any detail, okay? So lines are slurs, homophobia, transphobia, intimate partner violence, racism, sexual assault, sexual violence, fat phobia, sex work as a moral failing, and mental health issues as a moral failing. So we are completely lining those things out of our game. We have veils, so things that we will just fade to black on. Harm to children, harm to pet domestic animals, sexual content, all right? We have an ask first column, so that's a good way to do the pausing, the frame by frame, that sort of thing. We'll approach mind control and sexism for the slowing down and asking first. And of course, there is an interest column for a trophy because why the hell not? And we have body horror, of course, as an interest. It's going to be great. I love it. Everybody picks that one as an interest. So it's great. Okay. So given that, let's go ahead and pause because I want to just go over character creation with everybody and then just make sure everybody's happy with their choices and, there's no duplicates and such. And when we come back, we're going to go ahead and introduce the characters. All right. So I'm going to put it on pause. All right, and we're going to go ahead and do a round of character introductions before we dip into gameplay. So let's go in reverse order of the character keeper. So we're going to start with Marc. Please introduce us to Cecile.
Yeah, I'm playing Cecile, she and them. Cecile is a shade who used to be a techno oracle. Cecile wants to tap and connect into the universal consciousness beyond the darkness, and she can slip laterally through liminal space to that effect, and also network with the haunted data sphere. Her skills are void, manifestations, obfuscation, trance. I think she's kind of like like some sort of special ops, like ghost kind of person. But we'll find out exactly what that means as we go on. Yeah, I just kind of looking forward to seeing what happens with her.
Awesome. All right. Amanda, please introduce us to Hart.
I'm going to be playing Hart. Their pronouns are she, they. Occupation, medic. Background, combat marine. Their drive is to find the ship's navigation system to steer to a habitable world. What that means, not sure yet. We'll figure it out. Skills in forensic, triage, implements, and command. And my rituals are sort of a dichotomy here. We've got repair, make broken things work again, and we have necrotize, corrode and break down metal, flesh, or data. Nice little duo.
B, please introduce us to Dr. Mullen, please.
Yes. Dr. Mullen, he, they, a German, a terrible German. Occupation cosmologist, background spurned academic. Don't worry about it. There were lots of papers. My drive is also to tap and connect into the universal consciousness beyond the darkness. So that's going to be very fun to see where that goes. Yeah. Skills, rituals, machine gods, ontology, and xenobiology. And my rituals are parasitize, which is to leech energy from something else, and commune, which is to speak with that which is in the dark. Very excited about this.
All right. Jonn, please introduce us to Jaxu.
All right, hi, I'm playing Jaxu, they, them. They are uplifted, furtive stowaway, and their drive is to find their siblings who wandered off into the dark. They have athletics, unnoticed flexibility, and connections for skills. And rituals are analyze, consume, and understand raw data, and move laterally through liminal space.
Oh, this is going to be an exciting crew. Oh my gosh. All right. So, going to read the blurb in the beginning of this game to signal the start. Okay, so there is nothing here. The ship was launched at near light speed into the cold darkness of space in the hopes of finding a new home. But now you are beyond the light of even the furthest stars. The ship is a near light speed supercraft arc ship and powered by the massive and dangerous engine. Using barely understood mechanisms and unstable physics that teeter on the edge of reality, the engine is able to convert strange particle energies into power. The ship is large, impossibly large. Its corridors yawn and gape. The cold metal walls stand oppressive and crushing. You are so very small. There is nothing here, only darkness. You are a newly awoken survivor, jolted violently out of dreamless cold sleep. Your last memories were of entering cold sleep, accompanied by encouragements that you would wake up in orbit around a habitable and beautiful world. That hasn't happened. There are other survivors here, in this small community that has sprung up around the cold sleep pods. It is dark here. The lights are low and sterile, but it's mostly safe. The dark whisperings of the hull held at bay for now. But the fabricators are breaking down. The power is dying. The light is starting to fade. The small haven is dying. You are running out of time. Seek the engine, or be lost forever in this perfect darkness. Metal creaks and moans as you traverse the darkened depths of the craft. The corridors and hallways are warped and twisted, haunted. The ship once had a name and you knew it, but now trying to name it makes your mouth dry and icy static scratch across your brain. Better not to think about it. There is nothing here, only darkness. The longer you survive the labyrinth of the ship, the more changed you become, warped by the very darkness that permeates this metallic environment. Something out in that cold, dark void twisted and changed the ship. Perhaps the engine itself is responsible for this corruption, this strange energies it harnessed, twisting and reshaping everything around it anew. There is nothing here, only darkness, and it is waiting. The ship is engulfed by and filled with darkness. Cold, absolute, perfect darkness. It has a malicious will, encroaching and twisting everything it touches. It reaches out for fragile light to snuff out with inky tendrils. It weighs down like the pressure of an ocean on those who would dare explore the metallic depths of the ship. Playing in absolute darkness is difficult, so it may be helpful to visualize the darkness as water. When you enter into it, that's when you face its threats. The darkness is omnipresent, but you don't have to be cognizant of it at all times. I will only bring it to the forefront when the darkness as a threat is presented, okay? So, the ship is impossibly massive, nearly warped beyond recognition, and haunted location, but it's still a construct. So, the ship is comprised of several different areas, each of which is a set. And each time that you go into a new area, I will give you a set goal that you will need to accomplish to complete the set and then move on to the next one. All right? So you are starting in the Cold Sleep Warrens. Let me give you a quick description of that. Your set goal for Cold Sleep Warrens is to find your way out of cold sleep. It's where most aboard the ship first awaken. It's a sprawling complex of hanging stacks of frosted-over sleep pods and half-functioning consoles and terminals. Survivors are thawed in no discernible pattern. They're heaved out of cold and barely conscious. There's a small ad hoc community of survivors having formed in the heart of cold sleep. It's relatively safe and stable within this haven, but quickly turning grim. Time and resources are running out. You cannot linger here. All right? So, given that, you see the cold sleep pods, rows upon rows of them scattered throughout this warren. There's also power conduits here, as well as rundown engineering consoles, again scattered with no real discernible pattern, at least that you recognize in sight. Where are you? What do you look like? And what are you thinking of as you make your way out of, or try to think of a way to come out of to get out of the cold sleep warrens?
Hart is tall and normally would be considered buff. She has lost a little bit of muscle mass while being in cold sleep, so she has sort of that sunken cheek look that people get when they have a little bit of muscle wasting, when their health isn't quite there in terms of where they were before in a very quick matter of time. She is picking around the survivors and the engineering consoles, trying to see if there's a way to discern what is waking the survivors up so early. Because the fewer people awake, the fewer resources we need to use.
Think there's the hiss of a thawing sleep pod, followed by the thud of a body on the cold metal ground, and the sound of quiet retching as you pass Jaxu. What are you checking out? What do you look like? And what are you thinking?
Okay. So I think Jaxu's first action is to like stagger over to some sort of smooth surface where he can see a reflection of themselves, and kind of starts looking, and it's almost as if they're looking at a face that they don't particularly recognize for the first time. So they're doing the whole turn head one way or other while looking at it to try to get an idea of what they actually look like. They're not particularly tall, maybe just under like 5'8". They have long hair that's kind of like frizzed out from cryo sleep, and like they're wearing the standard cryo. I don't know what people would be wearing during cryo sleep, or so, but they're wearing whatever probably minimal or clothing from having just woken up from cryo.
There's the sharp chemical smell of cold sleep suspension fluid leaking from a damaged pod as you pass, Cecile. What do you look like? What are you thinking?
I think Cecile's pod needed to be manually opened from the inside. The leakage brought them out, and they realized they had to find a way out of that themselves. Fortunately, they're designed for that, so a little bit of pushing and crawled out. She has a black headband. She kind of like pulls over her, like down, like just below her nose. She can see through it, but it's mostly just like it's already dark. She likes it darker, and she, looking around, realizes that it is way before the time that and immediately kind of just tries to assess the area with she prefers to use the echo locator that she has, and yeah, uses that to kind of ping the area.
Okay. And the strips of emergency light flicker along the floor, barely holding the shadows at bay. We follow these strips leading to where you are standing, Dr. Mullen. What do you look like, and what are you thinking?
Dr. Mullen is unusually sort of they're thin and a little taller than usual, but they have that slouch of someone who's always used to being a little too tall, and it's almost bird-like. And they're looking around, assessing the people around them to see who they think might be useful in this endeavor that is leaving the Cold Sleep Warren.
Okay. All right. So, mechanically, you can do a hunt roll, and again, to try and meet your burdens before the end of the incursion. You want to try and do hunt rolls to try and gain tokens or actual items that you can eventually sell off for gold. Yeah, because the gold itself will be what you would have to meet your burdens and therefore like keep going if you're going to take your character further than this particular incursion. But yes, I mean, you're trying to essentially earn items for gold or tokens for gold, and hunt roll is one way to do it. Okay, anybody want to do the said hunt roll?
Yeah, I think I'm checking out to see in since there are more people waking up, if there is anybody that. No, I think I am trying to look at the machines to see if there's any way that we can determine why people are waking up so early.
Okay. So for a hunt roll, once you're exploring your environment and pressing deeper in pursuit of the immediate goal, um, just you're describing how you're doing it. So that's one light die, and you're asking the question of why people are are waking up so early. And then take a light die if you have a skill or a piece of equipment that would make your hunt easier.
Well, I have skills in forensics and triage. So I think combined, they're going to make it. If I'm specifically looking for why people are waking up, that could be a form of triage,
Mm,
or so
yeah,
I say.
you know me. I can totally be parlayed into the decision. So, go ahead and do the hunt roll on the dice roller. 2 light die, please.
I got a 4. So I
Okay.
get a token. That's
Yep.
fun.
And encounter something terrible.
So
Okay. Yeah, so add the token to your account. And for something terrible. You know what? I'm gonna wait on this as I find out what everybody else is running into, because I want to see what they do. Okay? So hold that thought. Who else is doing a hunt roll for right now?
Yeah, I'll jump in and do that hunt roll. Like I said, just kind of scanning the area, not with my eyes, but with the echolocator.
Echolocator, okay. All right.
So, like, I probably also, in addition to realizing that it's too early, like definitely the ship has probably changed since I went down. The darkness has encroached, the warping has happened. So, yeah, just getting a read on what all's here.
Okay. Okay. So, you've mentioned the echolocator,
Mhm.
and you're asking questions about the world. So, 2 light die on the hunt roll, please.
All right, exact same roll. I four.
Dang.
Twinsies.
Wow. Holy crap. I could just have some fun
yay
with this.
tokens!
Yay, tokens.
Yay, tokens.
Anybody else want to do a hunt roll before I start having you encounter something terrible?
Yeah, I was gonna do a hunt roll.
Yep.
I think Jaxu's gonna be looking for wherever storage where he could get his stuff and possibly find some terminal to get into to see what's going on in the ship. At least get a layout of it.
Okay. All right. So, skill or a piece of equipment?
Well, I think I'm not sure. I think skill would make sense here because I have um connection. Oh, so I don't know if that means I'm interpreting it. That means that
You're parlaying me. It's fine. So, 2 light die, please, on hunt.
all right, probably not. Like, so 2 light dies on. Okay, there we go. A 2 and a 1. We're
Oh, God. Oh, and so it
staying
begins.
on, staying on brand.
Staying on brand. Dang. Okay, Dr. Mullen.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. Oh yeah, I'm getting in on this,
okay.
obviously.
Obviously. Wow. Okay, go ahead.
So, Dr. Mullen is like looking through this maze, trying to see what is maybe the quickest way out,
Hmm.
and also maybe a little selfishly, what is the most interesting way out in terms of getting in contact or seeing this encroaching otherworldly darkness.
Okay.
So, I'm not sure any of my skills are related to this, um, but I am happy to do a flat one without any help if none of those, just to sort of start us on a great foot. Uh, just because I recognize that none of these are really, yeah, none of these are really anything
I mean,
other than,
piece of equipment?
I have, unless you can count maybe if I'm like actually trying to maybe make a like open a vent Like with a universal screwdriver to see if maybe there is a way out like that?
I'll take it.
Okay.
Two die on the hunt roll, please.
That's probably not a great idea. We'll do it. That is a 4. That is a 4.
Oh, crap-a-doodle-doo. So anyway, 2 high on every... Well, okay, so 4 high on 2 people, 2 high on the other 2 people. Ooh, how can I make this fun? Oh, man. Okay, so I'm going to say that as you're looking, Dr. Mullen is opening the vent, and nearby is Jaxu looking for his stuff, and then also maybe typing on a terminal to locate his stuff as well as schematics. I'm gonna deal with them first because their terrible is worse than your 2 terribles. So I think the emergency lights go out where you 2 are located, and then out of the darkness that seems to be thicker and denser and very viscerally tactile, you feel something reach out for you even though you don't see it quite yet. And this thing, behind its dark hand, you see the sickly glow of what looks like eyes without sclera. And then a mouth that juts open, and it creaks and says, "Waiting." And so, yes, you have this thing pretty much saying this to both of you. It looks like 2 different people. Like, so one for each of you. Oh my gosh. So,
This is
what do you do?
fine.
Yeah.
My friend Jaxu, what do you do?
Oh, Jaxu's probably never seen you a day before in their life. Well, their reaction first off is anytime something pops up suddenly is the traditional throw a jab at it, thinking it's trying to get them, and then probably realize it's not. Like,
Okay. So I'm asking. So are we saying you're trying to get into combat now?
I mean, it's more of like a fear jab, but sure, if that's combat.
Let's just go for it. Let's just go for it. And I'm gonna say for Cecile and Hart, I think it's like where you're located. Let's see. Cecile, you're using the echolocator to see what has warped the ship, and then
Yeah.
Hart, you're nearby and you're checking out like the different pods and such. I think you're both seeing there's a big power conduit. It's torso thick. It's like a heavy power coil that's on the floor. But I think Hart, your back is turned. Cecile, you're looking very intently at your echolocator, and it beeps like sharply as this power conduit uncoils of its own accord and then starts to loom like a giant rattlesnake over Hart. What do you do?
I run up to Hart and just try to shove him out of the way.
Okay. Alrighty.
Cover them, get them to safety. Although we're probably bigger than me, but still instinct.
Okay. So risk, I'm gonna call for that one. I'm gonna call
Yeah.
risk. Okay.
Yeah, fair.
So
fair.
let's do. I love doing split things at once. Give me a second. Okay. Let's go back to the combat roll. I just wanted to establish where everybody was. Okay. So back to the combat roll. Decide who participates. If you look at the reference sheet, decide who participates in this particular battle. So you've got Jaxu and Dr. Mullen. You're both facing these weird jaw things, and who's participating? Obviously Jaxu. Dr.
Yes.
Mullen, are you doing anything?
I mean, I actually kind of want to use commune. I
Okay.
want to try to. It talked to me, so I want to talk back,
Okay.
and maybe convince it not to eat me and my new colleague.
Okay. So how we're going to work this, since you're using essentially a ritual, we're going to do your risk roll for the ritual first, because maybe your action will help lower the endurance of these creatures. And that's what we hope for. That's what we hope for. Okay. So going to you. All right. What do we think will go wrong as Dr. Mullen tries to activate their ritual commune? What could go wrong here?
You could commune directly with it and lose their sense of self, just becoming one with whatever it is.
Fascinating.
Oh, I was gonna say you say the wrong thing and insult it, but that's Mark's is better.
Delicious.
Yeah, I mean, I really like that, so I'm not going to offer up anything else. Now, for you, Dr. Mullen, we're going to gather your dice first. Take a light die if it's something that you are skilled at, or excuse me, because of your occupation or background, or if you have useful equipment. So,
Yes. Well, I would say xenobiology.
mhm,
Um, that might be helpful. Xenobiology rituals,
yeah,
you
definitely.
know,
Okay,
definitely.
so for that, and then dark die if you're using a ritual for sure, and then the fun part. Take another light die to increase your odds of success if you accept one of the devil's bargains. I should remind everybody, you do not have to take a devil's bargain, but damn if it isn't delicious when you do. So, I'm asking everybody on the table, remember, devil's bargain, no matter what. What will happen no matter how Dr. Mullen rolls?
No matter what, the
Mhm.
darkness takes an interest in you.
Delicious.
No matter what the two entities turn out to be two parts of one larger entity.
Ooh.
No matter what, you will continue to hear the voices of these creatures wherever you go.
Oh, shit. They're all so good. Ah! I definitely want to take a devil's bargain, obviously. I
Pick
think,
from one of those or none of
yeah,
those.
I
Yeah.
feel like hearing these entities gives Mads the most narrative ammo and the most sort of interest, like flexibility, and I'm very into that. Obviously, it's very spooky. So yeah, I agree. The worst part is not being able to pick them all. So I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take John's Devil's Bargain
Okay. So,
and 3 dice. Zero.
so under
Two light.
risk, you're going to 2 light, 1 dark, please.
Rolling. I rolled a
Okay.
5.
So success with a complication, and I will give that to you if you want, which would be essentially your devil's bargain of continuing to hear these voices, and your condition is whispers in the dark.
I'm into it. I'm
Okay.
into it.
Or you can like not do that and then see if you get a little higher with another dark die and re-roll. You don't have to. Just saying. It's an option because light is still high. I mean, like once you have dark high, then you can't re-roll anything. I'm just saying. So,
Yes. I
okay.
really like this condition. And
Okay.
I think we'll oh, I'm gonna push this later. We're gonna push this later. This is
I will
first combat.
gladly push this later for sure. Okay. Absolutely. Okay. Ba, 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 ba. All right, you're still good. And so that brings down the endurance of these creatures. So bring that down. Note to myself. Okay, now back to Jaxu's combat roll. So 2 participants, because we're counting Jaxu and Dr. Mullen. All right.
Mm.
How do you expose yourselves to injury or attack? Okay. I think that's pretty apparent with Dr. Mullen. And
Getting close.
right. And then Jaxu, you don't quite have your stuff yet, so yeah, kinda, yeah. Um, and then each of you will roll under weak. You're gonna roll one weak die. That is your weak point, and we're gonna say what that means in a little bit. So under weak, you just hit roll.
All right, I got a 5.
Okay. Jaxu?
All right. Sorry, I am rolling.
Weak.
This. You know what? For some reason, I was trying to find it in alphabetical order, but they're not in alphabetical order, so I don't know
No?
why I was doing that. There we go. 1.
Okay. All right. This will be important when we actually do the combat roll. Okay. So now you're going to take a dark die for each character involved in the attack who has a weapon they can use in combat. Huh. Okay. This is interesting. So, well, actually, you were picking up something and you were throwing it at it. So, I'm gonna say that works. That's fine. You were using commune, so it's kind of like you're weaponizing your rituals. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
we'll count the magic as.
we'll count that. We'll count this magic. It's fine. All right. So you're gonna roll 2 dark die under combat, Jaxu.
Dark. All right. A 4 and a
Okay.
3.
4 and a 3. Okay, so the monster is defeated if it's endurance 7 or less. And then I'm going to say, yes, it is defeated. Yay. Okay. And you guys can tell me how this affects the creature, like, how you succeeded in doing this. And because neither of your weak points is reflected in these die rolls for the 2 die that's listed, then nobody gets nobody gets any extra ruin. Thank God. All right. So tell me how like your contribution, like pretty much like, defeats these dark creatures.
So does defeat have to be destroyed them, or
No,
could defeat be
get them to go away
because
for a little
my
bit.
second react like the surprise jab is only the step 1 of the 2-step plan, which is to throw a jab, grab Dr. Mullen, and run like the cops are after us.
Okay.
Just you pick up Dr. Mullen. Just my guts. What are you doing? I was having a conversation.
Like one smooth motion of jab, grab. Like it was like one of those handoff of a baton in track and field, grabbing and just.
Astounding.
Okay. I'm gonna say though, as you're being carried away, Dr. Mullen, as you are communing with the creatures, I'm gonna say that you see their jaws close as in unison, but you hear in your head, wait, watch. Okay.
Absolutely delicious.
And then we're going to Hart and Cecile. Okay. So, you are trying to, just as a reminder, Cecile, you're planning on pushing Hart out of the way?
Yeah, it just pushing him out of the way, getting myself in between them, whatever's up there. Just hopefully getting us both out of the way. But we'll see.
So this would be a risk roll since you're not engaging
Absolutely,
in combat. All right, what could go wrong? Everybody, say what you think would go wrong in this action.
I get crushed.
Sorry.
You both get crushed.
Yep. Anything else?
No, I'm good with that one. That was good.
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay. Well, actually, I'm gonna like
Can't do
kind of
better
tag
than
on to it. I'm gonna tag on it just like slightly, because if you fail, then of course the conduit is going to coil around you, Cecile, and start to squeeze the life from you. Yeah. Okay. Now let's gather some dice.
Let's do that.
Light die, if you are skilled at it because of your occupation or your background, or you're using your equipment. What are you doing?
I don't know that I have anything. Manifestations, I argue, if we consider this thing a manifestation. Um,
Let me see. Yes,
can use
it is
my
a
brute spikes
manifestation
to
of.
dig into the floor and
Yeah.
push off.
Sure, sure.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. Um, all right, so that's one. And then dark die for risking the body for definite sure, because you are putting
100%.
yourself in harm's way.
Yeah.
And then a light die. No matter what do we give for devil's bargains?
No matter what, a piece of the conduit does wrap itself around you and you cannot get it loose.
Mm.
It's separates from the other bit of the
Little
conduit. So you have
passenger, right, right.
like a friend.
To
Friend,
yeah, to actually, may I bounce off of that and escalate it? No matter what, a piece of the conduit embeds itself in your skin.
Ooh. Yeah, I'll take that one. I love that. That's great.
Rest my case, Your Honor. All right, great. Okay. So 2 light, 1 dark for your
Two
wrist
light,
roll,
one
please.
dark.
Mm-hmm.
5 light.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Mm.
Do you want to risk it for a biscuit and reroll 2 light, 2 dark?
You know, yeah, let's do it. Why not?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Go ahead.
2 light, 2 dark.
2 light, 2 dark, please.
There's my 6. Boom.
Woo! All right. And light 6 too, so
Yep.
that's amazing.
I'll add another dark die. Try again.
So that, yeah.
No.
Mark,
I'll
as
take
a
the 6.
statistician, may I recommend not doing that?
Okay.
Like, as long as you recommend it after the fact, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
And
go
because
with 6.
6 light is the highest, you do not gain any more ruin. Okay. So, all right.
I do get a
Please
little
tell
friend.
me. Oh my God. Yeah, right, exactly. So please tell me how you succeed, but then carry along your little friend for the rest of the incursion.
I think because Hart is probably larger and more solid than I expected. It's less of a pushing out of the way and more of a like little shove. And the conduit does come down like right behind where I was, which allows it to kind of break that little piece off and like slithers up around my leg and then up around my arm and detaches. Yeah.
What does this look like? Having this piece.
Like if it was a conduit, I think it was like where it split, like one of the smaller cables kind of when it like grabbed my ankle, it like unplugged and then just kind of worked its way, like not quickly, but kind of like slowly winding its way up and around. Um, and into my arm, you said, right?
Embed. If you chose embed, then
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, I chose embed, yeah.
Okay.
And I think it's almost like I don't even notice it until it's in. There's like an anesthetic effect as it's kind of working its way in.
Right.
Yeah, so there's some inside and some exposed.
I'm
And
gonna
I know
say
I give it a little tug. I know it better than to try and pull it out because that'll be a bad time.
yeah. I'm picturing that little bit in the Matrix where he's pulling out the thing in
Yeah.
his arm and stuff.
Oh.
But this is going in. Anyway, I think, but before it really gets its hook into you, essentially, I think that's when you do notice it because you see some kind of like symbols etched within it and glowing from within, and they glow very sharply before the glow disappears, and then you realize what's in your arm. Yeah. So go ahead and I'm just gonna say, like, embedded friend is your condition.
Sure.
Yep. Okay, Hart. Yeah. I mean, like, this was going to happen to you, but I'm also going to say that you do notice this. Cecile gets you out of the way, but then I think you slam into something else. I think you're going to slam into one of the emergency light fixtures or what have you, and it breaks. So there is um, darkness in that particular corner.
Oops. I would like to use a ritual.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
My ritual repair, make broken things work again.
Okay.
I have on my person a half-charged photocell that I can bring out to provide light so I can work in case there isn't enough. And I'm going to see if I can get this emergency lighting working again.
Cool. Alrighty. So we're using a ritual. You're going to. What could go wrong as she's doing this?
It could malfunction and burn you.
You totally drain your photocell in the process, leaving you in, once you leave the area in the darkness.
And then let's gather some dice. Light die if it's something you are skilled or because of your occupation or background.
I think the best I got is forensics.
Okay.
For making things work again. It's just a light. So I feel like if I'm good at forensics, I'm good at tracing back what happened here to find the problem, the initial problem that wasn't just me slamming into it.
Okay. And then risk to, I'm gonna say body in this case, because I mean, like, the possibility of getting burned or,
Yeah,
or
rituals are
otherwise.
always dangerous. So
Yeah. And then a light die for accepting a devil's bargain. So, what do we think will happen no matter what?
I think no matter what, for a moment, it is going to glow exceptionally bright and you're going to attract the attention of something dangerous.
Alternatively, it glows very brightly and you are temporarily blinded.
I think this is a little bit complicated, but I think no matter what, I think as you're fixing this emergency light to go back on again, I think you will see on the nearest readout, you will see the um, navigation system. You will see like the a glimpse of the schematic leading to the engine, but then it goes away because whatever you're doing shorts out the that particular console.
Oh, no matter what, alarm will go off.
Oh, shit.
I like all of these. I think I'm going to go with temporarily blinded.
Okay.
Because I feel like in the dark, that's bad.
Yeah.
All right, 2 light, 1 dark. Let's roll.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
5 dark. So my ruin, which started as a 3, goes up to 4.
Yep. Alrighty. But you do succeed, and I will give you the complication. So just tell me how it goes.
I think I'm holding up my little photo cell, like a flashlight or a lantern, up to this light, and I'm picking at the little bits of wires that got sort of pressed into the back of the light and picking out the pieces of glass that had embedded into the actual like cavity that the light was in, pulling things out. And I think I do manage to pull out some wires that have been severed and twist them back together very carefully. And the light ding 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 comes back on.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a moment. When it comes on for sure, for real, it flashes extremely, extremely bright. And I get that after image. And then
Yep.
I see nothing. Everything's just sort of blurred. as long as the cones in my eyes are starting to readjust. Is it cones? No, it's rods. As long as the rods in my eye start to readjust to the light flash that I had just had. But the emergency light is back on. It just no longer has a glass panel over it.
Yeah, yeah, for definite sure. And I think, yeah, I think your complication is noticing that, yes, the schematic of the ship to show you to the engine itself is like blipped on the screen just as you got the light on and then immediately winked out. Or at least it looks like that because now all you can see is that burning after image in your eyes. So now you're not sure what's on the console. So, all right. Let's go ahead and take our first 10-minute break. Okay, so we're back at the 35 mark. All right, or 36 mark, sorry. See you then. Okay,
Thank you,
10
Jen.
minutes. Okay, so for Hart, considering the after image problem, like, at least temporarily or what have you, I'm going to say that I mean, not like it's like this, but I just love doing like stupid shit for conditions. So your condition is Brightburn. And then Jaxu. Let me see. What do I give you for the initial 2 and 5? You actually got a 5 for that. Let me see. I'll think of something. All right, moving on. Okay, so for Hart, you were trying to figure out why people were being woken up early, and I think it is tied to what Cecile sees initially from the echolocator. I think. All right, so let's assume, and I gave this to the other group as well. Let's assume that everybody's got some sort of console strapped to their wrist. So calculators strapped to their wrist, like in Total Recall. I love the behind the scenes stuff. Okay, so little readout like with a keyboard, and so like on your readout on your wrist, I think you're able to see that the previous schematic from what you were given shows a different way than what you actually found on your echolocator, so that you can see what has changed. Okay. And then for Hart, the reason why people have been woken up early is because, yes, the ship is warping, and you can tell from when you were trying to fix the emergency light that things have changed. And so that is showing the effect. The warping of the ship has essentially damaged certain pods and the what's the word? The
Safe,
alarm
kind
protocol.
of, yeah.
Yeah, like the setup for it. So yeah, the ship is waking people up early. It doesn't care. It's trying to wear y'all down. So those are the answers to your questions. Okay? And you're still in the sleep warrant. Any more hunt rolls?
I need to roll some more low rolls, so yeah, sure.
Okay. I know you were trying to look for your stuff, Jaxu, so
Have you put me down?
oh, true.
I mean, after several turns,
Just
you slow down and then finally look back. But we are well away from. Yes. Oh, my apologies. Yeah,
this
it
is
startled me. That's
I,
only.
I can tell this is highly irregular, but all right, all right. I won't. I appreciate you taking me with you. I appreciate this. Just
Better safe than sorry. We should probably find our stuff before. we run into any more of those things, whatever they were.
I don't know. They seemed pretty nice.
Right. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was looking for stuff.
At irregular intervals among the cold sleep pods, you're going to see some of those engineering consoles. Some have
Mhm.
been repaired and activated, others are looking worse for wear. But you can tell that the ship's changing and warping has affected some of these things here in the Cold Sleep Warren as well. Um, but you will all remember that they can be used either for simple item fabrication or communicating with the other ship terminals elsewhere on the ship. Okay, so some may be blinking, some may be glowing, some may be just full of static for whatever reason, but you can try and access any of them.
Yeah, I'll try a few of them until I can find one that works.
Okay. Um, Go ahead and do a hunt if that's the case.
Hmm.
And you're going to. What specifically do you want to try and find on the console?
I mean, I'm looking for my stuff, and then I'm also probably looking for anyone who might be important and where their stuff is.
Mm, okay. Interesting. Okay. Light die for that, and then light die for your skill or piece of equipment that you're using to help you with this.
All right, so I rolled for no useful equipment, so I'm going to go with the save skill because I don't think an old journal is going to help me here
Okay.
unless it has passwords in it.
I mean, I parlay me, man. I mean, like, just how are you using stuff? Yeah.
Well, I have this old journal that seems to have like several post-its on the inside cover that I could probably try a few passwords to try to get access.
Alrighty. Two die on the hunt roll, please.
All right, do I mark off that I use that?
No, like I mean, like unless it has a like uses left, I'm not gonna worry about it. I mean, because I'm
Okay, all
assuming that
right,
unless you roll badly, in which case it's gonna break or get
yeah,
lost.
it probably belonged to whoever this face used to belong to.
Oh my god.
Okay, so this would be a hunt
Hunt.
roll.
Yep. Two die.
Two, 3 and a
My
2.
god. Oh, John. Dang, man. Mm. You know what? So there's two choices for this. You fail, and I describe how, or I can allow you to succeed, but things will get so much worse in some way.
I mean, that's the only way I'm gonna get anything ever. So I'm gonna go with that second choice.
I'm gonna go with that choice too. I mean, I think you do find your stuff. You find the storage locker nearby that it was stored in. It actually was somehow moved from away from the pod that you came out of. So
Hmm.
it's a good thing that you did check this particular monitor for sure. However, let's see. Give me a second. I think as you're gathering your stuff and putting it on, and like we see the tiny montage of you getting all your stuff together, I think you will see the monitor blink and buzz again. Like maybe you're turned away from it, but it's almost as if it's trying to say something to you in the flickering of the light and the buzzes. When you slowly turn back to it, you will see the image goes from static lines to a coalesced image, but rather blurry. and it looks like somebody's trying to talk to you in the screen, like from some other part of the ship. And then with another buzz, no sound, but you see your sibling, and they're like gesturing to you.
I mean,
And they're gesturing to you is like, come on.
I start clicking buttons trying to get the sound to come back, and when that doesn't work, I like slap the side of it. Wow.
Just
What the hell? What is wrong with this thing?
I'm gonna say that as you smack it, it flicks out, creating a pool of creeping shadow nearby.
Wait, coming from the monitor or from the base of it?
From the base of it, because you are, it flicked off like after you smacked it. And I think this creeping shadow is edging towards you, slipping underneath your feet. And you start to feel very, very cold.
Oh yeah, I definitely throw myself back onto my back, kind of like roll backwards onto my feet and say, "F this."
And out of the pool of darkness, you see what looks like a hand coming out and then bending as if to push itself and rise out of the pool of darkness. You see the top of a head appear with those glowing eyes without sclera.
F this twice.
It's crawling out of the pool of shadow. What do you do?
I mean, I don't see any of that because I'm gone. I didn't like it the first time. I still don't like it. I didn't see anything in the itinerary that suggested there should be like shadowy creatures with glowing eyes on this flight. And F this, I'm gone.
Risk roll, please. What do we think will go wrong as Jaxu tries to back away or scramble away and try to leave, try to escape?
He backs into another one.
Oh, that's better than anything I was gonna say.
Oh my gosh. I can't top it. I'm sorry. Let's gather some dice here. Oof.
Okay.
Okay, light die if there's something you're skilled at because of the occupation or background, or you have useful equipment to help you get away. Skills? Or skills or equipment?
I have athletics.
Okay. I'll take it. Dark die, risk to body and mind, possibly. We'll see. Okay. So light die, dark die, and another light die to increase your success if you accept a devil's bargain. What will happen to Jaxu no matter what?
All right, I will definitely take that devil's bargain.
Wait a second, we haven't gotten to a devil's bargain yet.
It doesn't. Okay, I will go through the charade of pretending like I might or may not accept the devil's bargain. Okay. Please continue.
I think no matter what, you have attracted the attention of this creature, and it will continue to follow you through the vents, and you will occasionally see just its. And you will be the only one who sees this. Tormented.
No matter what, you realize this creature speaks with your sibling's voice.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I can't top it. That's just so damn beautiful.
Amanda! Oh,
amazing. Amazing. So one of those two things.
I mean, the second one, clearly the second one. Yes, I'm sorry. The first one was good. I thought it was going to be the best one with the second one.
Amanda came in like just knocked that shit out of the park. That's brutal. I love it.
Okay, so my question for you, Jaxu, is what's your sibling's name? Please feel free and use the drop-down box if you want to have another name.
I'm going to go Jade.
All right. So I'm going to say that your condition for this, just to knock it out of the park, is Jade's Whispers. Okay.
All right.
If you're gonna go with this,
Yes.
and yeah, okay. So 2 light die, 1 dark die, please, on risk. Two light, 1 dark.
4 but the highest is
Dark.
dark.
If it's higher than your current ruin, your ruin goes up by 1.
It does. It goes up.
You go up. Yeah. And as I said in the other series, unfortunately, you don't get reduction rolls in gold. So,
Yay!
yay! Lovely. Okay,
I
so
still have not rolled a 4. Have I? I'll roll. Oh yeah, I rolled above a 4 with 1 white die so far. So yeah, I'm good.
oh man. Oh, you know what? I like that little condition better. So instead of Jade's Whisper, call it Jaded Whisper.
Okay.
Okay. Oh man. Oh crap. 4 dark. All right. So succeed. You do get away. But I think as you're getting away and you turn away from this thing that's crawling out of the creeping pool, is your sibling femme or mask presenting?
I think probably film presenting.
Jaxu? Jaxu! It's me! It's me! Meet me at the... Meet me at... Where are you going? That's what follows you as you head out.
No. Nah. This Jack. No. Stop.
When you turn away, there's no one there.
Yeah, will like make very uh shaken expletives for a few people as I collect myself.
Yeah. Okay. So, what would you all like to do? Where you're at?
These pods,
Mhm.
they're still going to keep waking people up over and over until we find out why the ship is acting like this. There's no sense in staying in here and trying to do anything. We need to go to the source of the problem. Does everyone agree?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are the others
Mhm.
seeing these things as well, do you think?
Think
Being
what
assaulted?
things?
The
Oh,
conduits attacking people.
Conduit.
The
Interesting.
thing that
What?
came after us.
Oh, we were busy. This
Yeah, there's like
other things.
glowing eye thing.
This,
There's a lot going on.
my vision's a little wonky right now. The only thing that came after me was you, Cecile.
Oh,
I saved you.
Push me.
Maybe you're a bit disoriented.
What was it? Those dark things with the glowing eyes?
The
no,
what?
it was that
oh, you really didn't see that. Okay. No, they're right. There's these things that very large. At least they seem large to me. They don't seem that bad. They just sort of talk Um, so it's probably fine.
Yeah, it's
I
probably.
mean, one of them was talking with my sister voice, so that's not fine. It's the opposite of fine,
Oh,
actually. I mean, I would put that
ah,
at solidly not fine.
Okay.
oh,
Let's all
fascinating.
just take a little moment. I know waking up from cold sleep is very disorienting.
Yes.
Are these things in the room with you now?
Do not talk down to me.
Dr. Mullen, I am not talking down to you. I'm assessing the situation.
Yes, and the situation is we need to leave. And
I need to know that you are reliable before we go traipsing around this station or this ship.
excuse you, I'm incredibly reliable. I just
Under normal circumstances, yes, I will agree with you, Doctor. I'm sure you are perfectly reliable and capable. But if you are seeing things as a result of being in cold sleep and woken up suddenly, then we need to know, especially since I can't see right now.
yes, which seems to be the larger problem. I believe me and Jaxu here, we saw the same thing. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I
So
mean,
it's
actually, you not being able, yeah, you not being able to see anything is probably a advantage right now because what we've seen is effed
oh,
up.
actually, that's a good point.
Just promise me if you see one of these things, you tell me where to point the gun.
All right, I suppose. As long as you don't shoot too fast, might be useful. Might tell us the way.
If these things
Yeah, I'm
are
gonna look for a way out. So I'm look,
But
I'm
yes,
gonna
I
check
think we
these
should go.
and see if we can get out. You can talk to them if you want. Just I will be at a distance away from you until that conversation's over. Sounds fair?
This is fair. I will not make you talk to them.
All right. Thumbs up. I'm looking for a way out.
Breaking in
See if I can
mechanically.
I'm gonna slide over next to Jaxu too, and kind of stick with them.
Yeah, I'm gonna break in. I'm gonna break in mechanically and mention that there's a couple of different ways to complete the set goal. So again, like of course, like making your way out, like with solving it or whatever. But also, and good success, of course, with the rolling. But if you have 3 hunt tokens among you, you can pool them together and then just say, hey, we're using our 3 hunt tokens and we're asking to resolve the set. You can do that too if you
We
want.
do. I have one I'm happy to spend.
I'm happy to spend a hunt token
Yeah,
too.
yeah, I could spend mine.
Okay. All right. So then go
Do it.
ahead and so like zero out your hunt tokens and it's like
It's knowing me, I'm just gonna roll bad and lose them
Yeah,
anyway.
get rid of
Yeah, we
it.
might as well use them for something
If you got 'em.
useful. Wow,
Yeah,
exactly.
You guys have much better luck than this morning. I'll tell you that much right now.
Oh, damn!
Those poor
Jaxu's
guys.
fought a monster
Speak
twice.
for yourself.
Are you sure it's still better?
Yourself.
Yes. God,
Another
yeah.
thing is you can also transform your hunt tokens into gold or treasure or something useful to find like that whenever you want. But then once you transform them into the gold, you can't use them for the set goal thing.
Exactly.
There are also physical things that can be lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if a roll like just fucks you up and says
Yeah.
you lose all your hunt tokens. God dang.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah, exactly. It gets a little stressful. Yeah. So anyway, you resolve it by I think you pool your information and your abilities for what you can do, and I think there's certain monitors that will actually work without hitting them, and you're able to pull up the schematic as it is now, as it is presently. So the ship can't trick what is going on live time at this point. So you're able to see out of the the maze of the Cold Warren right now. You can see that there is an access point. Strangely enough, it's almost like it's twisted the inside and outside of itself together to create this very convoluted path out of the sleep warrens and into what is deemed the maze. So, set goal for the cold sleep warrens has been resolved. All right? Yay!
Teamwork makes the dream work.
So, I mean, like, you pack up whatever you have, like for your equipment and your weapons and armor and such, and you make your way through these twisty corridors and the convoluted path into what's called the maze. The set goal for here is escape the hunter and survive the maze.
Cool.
Whomst?
The maze is a series of cramped corridors and twisting vents, weaving together into a terrible biomechanical knot. These passages could lead to almost anywhere within the ship. They turn and spiral like metallic veins. There are no natural light sources here beyond what you might have. And in these metal tunnels, the light feels so very fragile. The moment you stumble into this labyrinth, you know there is something out there in the claustrophobic darkness. Something hungry. This place is a hunting ground. So, you can see vent openings in random places here. There might be shadows, but not of these creeping things that some of you are aware of, but they look like leftovers from others who have traversed here.
I would like to take a look at one of these random piles of debris to see if we can get an idea of who else was here. Was this previous people who've woken up early or something else?
You can see I'm going to go ahead and let you examine one of these bodies, Hart, and you see that they are essentially half mummified corpses. These bodies are wrapped in a way, but they are partially reclaimed and merged into the walls of these vents.
Do they look human?
Some do.
Well, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to get whatever they don't need anymore. And I'm going to start sifting through the pockets of the mummies.
Love that.
You can't take it with you, but I can.
Yeah, I think I can help with that because I think I'm going to start unwrapping one of the non-human looking ones to see what it looks like underneath.
Absolutely. I will also like whatever it's wrapped in. I'm more interested in that, and I do want to touch it and try to figure out what it is.
I'm gonna ask. Yeah, I'm gonna ask. Let's just say that, like, you find several of these things around here. So before I ask you all to do hunt rolls, Cecile, what are you doing?
I think while they're investigating the debris, I'm
Mm.
kind of skulking around, poking my head into the vents there, see if I can like get a read on um, which ways are clear and which ways may have which vents might be occupied. Steer in the right direction.
Sounds like everybody's doing a hunt roll, so that's fine. So, like, again, just building out the roll here. Take a light die for, you know, examining, exploring the world, and then another light die if you have a skill or piece of equipment that will make your hunt easier. Okay.
Well, they're mummified, and if I'm going to go through their pockets, I think my combat dagger will help me
Ah. Mhm.
get to them.
Okay. All right. That'll help cut out, sure.
I have a background in medic and I'm a combat marine, so I know what humans look like when they are casualties.
Right.
So if I'm looking at a non-human thing, I'd probably be able to point out the differences.
Sure.
Comparative physiology.
Okay. And Dr. Mullen?
I think this is definitely xenobiology, and I mean, I want to see what made these.
Okay. And Cecile?
I've got my echolocator, but I think I'm actually more kind of like I've got my eyes closed. I'm kind of like reaching out with my like trance void
Ooh,
sense.
nice. Ooh,
I'm like listening, but also just kind of like reaching out a little bit.
interesting. Ooh, okay. Okay. So, hunt roll for everybody. Two die, please.
Ooh. He'll
Oh,
encounter something terrible and loses all tokens.
Oh, wow.
Good thing I spent it.
I was
What
like, hell yeah,
the
good thing you
fudge?
spin it. Oh,
Oh my god.
Oof.
oh, you poor things.
What the hell?
Well, okay. I rolled a 4. I am going to add a dark die and re-roll.
Okay, go
Fine.
for it.
And I got a high 6, so. Or light 6.
Nice.
well,
Nice.
yeah, I think I'm going to do the same because I want to get more low rolls out.
Yeah.
And if I add a dark die, I can roll worse faster.
Don't. Oh my god.
As long as you didn't get a high dark, you can re-roll it with an extra dark.
If I re-roll it, how do I don't see a dark die for hunt. Do I need to
Can you do that on hunt rolls?
No, you can't
No.
actually. I forgot that this was a hunt
Oh.
roll, so we were all
Yeah.
stuck with our
Oh,
hunt rolls. Ignore
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
everybody.
sorry.
Okay.
Oopsies.
Oops.
Forgot to give us homework, teacher.
Oh my god.
What a great crew.
Holy crap. So Dr. Mullen found something.
I'm doing maybe the least useful thing of all of us, but I don't.
You succeed.
You do it
You get some
successfully.
information.
I did do it.
Yeah, you did done do it, so that's fine. Okay. So yeah, so you get a token, so keep track of that, and then whenever you want to trade it in for something, let me know. But everybody else encounters something terrible. Okay.
Mhm.
So Cecile, you're using trance. Ooh, I have something good for this one. And then for some reason I can't scroll down. Hart, what did you get as your initial roll? Was it 2?
4.
4. Okay. So you succeed. And then Jaxu, you encounter something terrible. Oh my god.
It just eats me. I give up.
Oh my god. Oh wait, okay. So let me deal with Cecile first because it's like I feel like, they're kind of doing a, what do they call it? They might be spending a little bit too much time in the dark and communing a little bit too closely to the ship. So, Cecile, tell me what it feels like when the ship directly interfaces with you
Mhm.
in your brain as you contract a fractal neurovirus.
Yeah.
That is your condition, fractal neurovirus. Tell me what that feels like or looks like.
So I'm kind of feeling out, sensing the darkness, listening, like vibrations and stuff. And even though I have uh, like my headband down, and there's a moment it feels like there's uh, almost like a pinprick on the back of my neck, and then there's this point of it's not light, but it's like light as seen through like a smoky dark crystal that just kind of expands out into this kaleidoscope, and my eyes are already closed, so I can't look away from it, and it feels it's this sort of blossoming out into this kaleidoscopic thing, and then the sensation of like vertigo and falling towards into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my my hands are just gripping whatever is happening because I feel like I'm plummeting.
Yeah. And I think when you touch the walls, you know they're steel,
Mm.
but the cramped vents, those steel walls feel like they're covered in some kind of slick condensation.
Yeah.
Feels like sweat.
Mm.
Ah. And Jaxu, you're using your combat dagger to kind of remove and like, search for something, of course, that you can. Oh, do I make this bad? Sure. Okay. I think as you're scraping away at this membrane that is around this person, it looks partially melted, but not melted. It's hard to explain. It's almost like as if part of the ship has kind of warped and turned fluid, but then solidified around this person. And your combat dagger is enough to scrape through. But then as you're scraping through, it's almost like there's a small glow that starts to be seen underneath. And before you know it, in your curiosity, you start to see what looks like imagine a piece of like very thin silicone. It's kind of thin and transparent, so that's where the glow's coming from. But inside this membrane of silicone, you can see what look like circuitry covering little eggs. And they're pulsing, they're glowing, and they're looking like they want to get out. Are these the spawn of the hunter or something else?
I have a response for that. And my response to that is, oh, what? Am I allowed to curse?
Sure.
Or should I not curse?
I curse all the time in my fucking games,
Go
so
right
sure.
fucking ahead.
Okay. All right. It's like, oh, what the fuck? this this dude has eggs in him. Or I yelled at.
Instantly, you have drawn Dr. Mullen's attention, and they scuttle over, like to look at whatever the fuck you're looking at. Like, show me. Vatex.
I think
Like,
this is how you succeed because you're seeing what Jaxu found.
Fuck yeah!
That's your
One
success.
man's trash is another man's treasure.
Ding 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 ding. And then Hart, I think, your success also is like, also predicated, yes, upon seeing that Jaxu has this sack, this glowing sack in his hand, and the corpse that you're looking at also seems like it's kind of sheathed in this material as well, partly from the ship, but it doesn't look like the one that you're looking at is human. It looks like it is an alien creature to you, and it looks like They've been hollowed. They've been hollowed out. As if something was here, but not any longer.
Okay. Okay. I think we're going to need to be very careful. And I think my face is really close to this thing because I can't see very well, so I have to
Right,
like
that's true.
I still have to get really close to it. I'm like peeling at it. This is not a human creature,
Oh.
and there's nothing inside of it.
Huh.
You
So
say
I'm
that, though, and you will feel, even though you can't see, you will feel these little, how to say, it's like tiny suckers, like, start to, like, attach themselves to your face.
ugh! I just sort of start brushing them off.
You actually, I mean, Dr. Mullen looks over. What do I see when I'm looking over from these, what seems to be pretty docile eggs to whatever Hart's found?
You
Can I even
can't
see?
no, because like all you see is like, the back of Hart and her head, and like, she's really close, and then all of a sudden she kind of like just jerks away and then like starts like swatting at her face. Maybe you get the idea that there's like tiny motes or tendrils of something like coming from the body that she was looking at, but you can't tell. It's very dark. Very dark here.
Did you get spooked?
Did I get And I think they're all gone by the time I turn to Dr. Mullen. Did you see that?
I saw you jump. Maybe something, maybe a sort of a spider web, that sort of thing. I did not see your face.
Listen here, Doctor. I am a combat vet. I have seen more death, more bodies, more blood than you could possibly even imagine. If you think a spider web will make me jump, then you're extremely wrong. I don't know what that was, but it wasn't good.
Interesting. Well, I will take your word for it. But I did not see it. And I am interested. It maybe has to do with these little fellas. These little youngin. And I'm looking at the eggs. I'm like, what are these things? Something.
They are pulsing. They are rolling in this thin silicone sack. And I mean, as far as I know, they're still in Jaxu's hand.
Not any. No, it's the moment Hart reacted the way they did, I was just like, I probably like lost my grip with him and dropped him to the floor. He was like, oh, like what the. I don't know if I saw what she saw the moment the jerk from her, but I controlled myself. I didn't nervous jab this time.
You didn't punch anything, and honestly, I
Right, I
think
did
that is
not.
an improvement.
Character growth. Thank you.
Character growth. But you dropped the sack, yes?
Why?
Yes.
Oh god. Alright.
Astounding.
Not intentionally, just startled a little.
I get it. Oh my gosh. Oh, what do I do? What do I do?
Oh, Christ.
I think when you drop them, Jaxu, I think you feel, or I should say you taste metallic tang of iron in your mouth.
I don't like that.
And then you all hear the screeching of metal glass on the metal walls. I think Cecile is still kind of in their trance
Oh yeah.
state, and such, but you do hear distantly, like in your consciousness, I think you hear distantly that screech. of the claws, as if something like metal upon metal.
Do we
Take out
just
my
hear
gun.
it? We don't see anything, right?
No,
Oh,
no, see,
sorry.
don't no, you do not see anything. You definitely hear this. Um and then following that is like, all of a sudden like the very like burning, dry smell of machine oil in your nose.
Mhm.
It's like it's very oppressive.
Oh.
And then yeah, it seems to be pushing from a particular direction.
As
And
soon as there's
then
that screech, I'm gonna take out my gun. I can't see anything really, but I would rather have the gun out than not.
Yes. Where is it? Like coming from the direction we were headed, or from where we have been?
where you have been.
Okay. Um. Perhaps it is time to make a swift exit. Yes. We go. We keep going.
Mm-hmm. Yep. This sounds like a plan.
And Cecile, how close are you, like, to all of us, or where
I've
are
probably
you
wandered
having
off
this?
I probably wandered off a little bit. Probably not super far, but not like at arm's reach or anything.
You could probably see
Well,
them, like, as you're making your way down the hallway or the vent, like with increasing speed. I think you do realize that Cecile had gone down one of the branching off tunnels or what have you.
By yourself. What are you doing? This is
That's what I do.
what is this? Mm.
Sound is louder. The
talk and
smell
move. Talk
is
and move.
harder.
Can you even see Hart? Hart, can you see right now?
I can see blobs.
Oh my god.
Well, do you see the blob that's talking to you now? Do not shoot this particular blob.
I'm not gonna shoot any of you. It's just out in case there's something else on this ship with us.
Okay, okay.
Oh, there
Mhm.
is. Oh, there's many things.
Don't fuck around with like that, Dr. Mullen.
I'm not fucking around. I'm
No,
not. What?
there's like eggs everywhere. So
These
There's
are
what?
eggs. Oh, jeez, I forgot you could not see this. No, they were tiny eggs Jaxu had in their hand.
What
Uh,
The
kind
membrane
Yeah, they were-
broke,
of eggs?
and the eggs are rolling. Like they're like rolling in no discernible pattern. Like they're not rolling because of any tilts or anything. They're not rolling because of any impetus from wind or what have you. They're like rolling as if they are searching for whatever made those sounds or
I am going to
smells.
put
Yeah.
my toe to the egg and casually apply enough force to send it rolling away. Away from the direction we're planning to go. And if there's more than one, I'm gonna do that too. It's like if we're playing shuffleboard, I'm trying to aim them down the hall and roll
do not
them.
be touching the eggs. Do not be touching the eggs. You touched
Look,
enough.
I'm not touching them anymore. They're rolling down the hall now.
A reverberating
Away from where we
echo
are
through the
now.
corridors of something in pursuit. You
Oh.
cannot tell how far or how close it is.
All right, well, follow the
We should
sound of my
go.
voice. That is leaving Hart. Bye. I-
Yeah, I'm gonna follow Jaxu, but I'm gonna be like stomping while I do it in case there's any eggs under my feet. I don't want them to trip me up.
Fantastic.
And I don't know where they are,
God,
so
you're
I am
not.
stomping.
Um,
Following.
so risk roll, please,
Me?
for
I'm
you.
not doing anything risky.
What? No. Never.
This
Might
is
be
being
s- okay.
safe. This is
Sure,
being safe.
sure.
You don't
Okay.
want to fall down and hurt yourself, right?
So, what do you think will go wrong, everybody else?
Attract the attention of whatever is making that noise with the boom boom.
Yes, with the boom boom.
The contents of the eggs are viscous and stick to the floor in your shoe.
The contents of the eggs are active, and when they're crushed by the boots, they start oozing up.
I love it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I
That's
hate it.
bad. Okay.
That's
Like,
rough.
All right, light dive is something that you are skilled at because of your occupation or background. I'm gonna say combat marine and shit.
I can
So
stomp.
yeah, you can stomp.
I
Dark
got some
dive,
stomping boots.
you're gonna be risking your body. I mean, I'll tell you that right now. Shit.
All of our bodies.
Oh yes. Okay, so no
Wait,
matter what, devil's bargains. Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah.
No matter what,
Mhm.
one of these little dudes attaches itself to your boot, and
Oh,
you don't notice until much, much
Ooh.
later.
good. That's so
Mm.
good. I love a bad decision come back to haunt.
Me too.
Um, hold on, let me take a look. Oh my God. Ah, crap. I'm, I probably have something juicy. Let me see. No, I don't have something juicy. At least not yet.
I
Oh dear.
mean, the egg is juicy and it's on her foot.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, yes, yes.
right.
Nasty.
Gross.
I think. Oh wait. I have one. I think going on these eggs, or excuse me, yeah, like there's the possibility of you tripping into a different vent that leads you into something. Something not good. I'm just gonna say it'll lead you to a shrine. There we go. It's like
Oh,
it'll.
gross. I
Oh
don't want to do
my.
a space shrine.
Yeah,
Better than something gross sticking to my boot, though.
it's up to you. I mean,
What? Depends on what's there.
yes. So
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the thing stuck to my boot because
okay,
that's just that's a problem for later Hart.
sure.
It's not a
Problem for
problem for
later.
Not a
now.
problem for
Not a
right
problem
now.
for now. Okay, so 2 light, 1 dark, please, for a risk roll. Rolled a 5.
Light.
Yep. So yes, you're stomping through, and now you're hearing about these eggs, but I mean, like, are you actually like physically trying to crush them
I
and
don't
such?
think I am. That is not my active goal. My
Okay,
goal is to follow Jaxu, but if there's
okay,
any eggs in my way, I am going to stomp them.
okay. So yes, I think you are able to follow Jaxu's voice for sure, likely, leading away. But I'm gonna say that you are going to trip and inadvertently, like, have one of these things attach itself to your boot, which you don't even notice as your condition.
It'd be so embarrassing to trip. I think I'm gonna roll a dark die.
Okay. 2 light, 2 dark.
6 light.
Wow.
There
Amazing.
you
All
go.
right.
Nice. At
Okay.
least
Always
someone's
reroll.
rolling okay, good.
Yeah, but you still, yeah, but you
Stomping is
still,
always the solution.
but you still have the thing, and I think the camera's like, panning the back of you all as you're making your way out and away from these sounds and these smells and the taste, the taste of the metal in your mouth. But I think the camera will also see that one of the eggs has rolled, and almost like it's like a piece of mochi or something like that. It kind of squeezed itself from under your boot and then attached itself to the back of it, like you're like at your Achilles. So
Yeah.
everything's fine. It'll be
Totally.
This is
great.
fine.
It's absolutely fine. No, it's great. So indeed. Indeed.
I'm gonna need to address my fractal neurovirus.
Yes. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I have an idea unless you have stuff to go.
So with your fractal neurovirus, let me see. Yeah, that is your current condition, and it's just filling your senses with overload,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
It's like you're
Uh,
still able to hear your companions, but it's very distant. And
yeah,
you are still able to hear those other sounds, very scary sounds, but it sounds distant. So you're kind of caught up in your own surreality. Like, so if we're talking like the mirror universe,
yeah,
it's kind of like that, but you're also still consciously trying to
yeah.
interact with reality.
And I think I realize what's going on, but like I know like you can't think yourself out of like vertigo or hallucinations like that. So I think I'm going to uh use my network ritual to connect
Ooh.
with the haunted data sphere and see if I can find something to neutralize this virus.
My God, that's cool.
Risky, risky, risky.
Yeah, just use the ghost internet and see what.
Ghost internet, absolutely. That solves everything.
Definitely
For
risky.
sure.
Yep.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So Cecile, what oh actually everybody else, what do we think will go wrong as Cecile's trying to use uh, network?
You do connect, but that's what's causing the fractal neurovirus, and it just makes it a lot worse. You get taken over.
Yeah. Oh, that's really good.
I think if it goes really wrong, I think you'll not only network with the data sphere, but you'll also kind of hit one of those connections to patch into the hunter and almost give it a beacon of like, hey, here I
Yeah.
am. Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, I can't think of anything better than those two things. They're both very bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
no
Mhm.
matter what.
That's not no matter
You're-
what yet. It's not no matter what yet.
Oh.
Hold
no,
on that.
sorry.
Hold on that.
Okay.
This is just
Okay.
a real bad.
Sorry.
Yeah, this is just
I
a real
know.
bad. Yeah.
Oh, okay. What's
Okay.
for? Okay.
But
All right,
I will
so-
accept a bargain. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the light die, if you are skilled at it, yep, you've got the whole void and that manifestation
Yeah.
thing
This is
for
my jam.
sure. Yep. And then dark die for using a ritual, definitely
Mhm.
risk. Holy shit.
Mhm.
And then your devil's bargain. Okay, everybody now can put in there no matter what. What do we think?
All right. No matter what, your psychic ability is on broadcast.
Mm.
Oh, that's good.
Ay, ay, ay.
No matter what, you can't disconnect.
Ooh. So let's see. Oh, I think no matter what, yeah, I think you're able to see the neural net and connect into the consciousness, but unfortunately, the consciousness is working in many different dimensions, including time. So you can see everything, everywhere, all at once. And it's not on a bagel.
Oh yeah, I can't. Those are all fabulous. I'm not gonna. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna take the everywhere all at once
Okay.
one. That sounds great.
Okay. So
That was
yeah,
no trouble.
2 light, 1 dark, please.
The 4 light.
Okay. Do you want to see if you want to add a dark die? Oh, 2 light, 2 dark.
6.
Oh man, dark, you go rose or ruin.
Yeah.
Oh man, 6
You
dark.
rolled it twice.
Holy shit.
Oh my goodness.
Amazing. What?
Oh,
Ghost Internet's great.
Ghost
Ghost
Internet
Internet
is
is so
great.
good.
Okay, so yeah, Ghost Internet is great. So tell me how you're using Ghost Internet to neutralize the fractal neurovirus, but yet you are patched in everything and everywhere.
Yeah. And I think it's it's part like implant and part like the like, like mental techniques to be able to handle using the implant
Mhm.
just connecting to like and it's not even, even if there wasn't a like local network, it's less connecting to like a physical like router or something and more like tapping into something deeper,
Mhm.
which then like connects into this whole base of knowledge. Um, and so yeah, the I'm still experiencing like the falling and the slimy touches and all the noises and everything. Um, and I think I kind of use that to kind of, instead of navigating like I normally would, kind of use that momentum to just sort of like fall towards. Um, yeah, and I think it's because because of the Devil's Bargain, like it kind of like falls through and kind of like punches through a couple like layers of something, and it's less of a useful antivirus kind of thing and more of a kind of shedding the neurovirus as I'm punching through these like layers because I feel like can't keep up.
Right. So replace fractal neurovirus with, well, to put in an abbreviation, EEAAO.
Yeah,
Everything,
yeah, and I
everywhere,
guess what
all
I
at
come
once.
back to the vent, um, yeah, with that expanding sense, but I
Yeah.
can like I'm not falling anymore. I can hear the thing going on. I probably hear the stomp, 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 stomp.
Yeah. I'm actually going to say that the way it manifests itself, like, but only you can see it this way, is that it's almost like seeing little holograms
Mm-hmm.
that you can shift, but you have to physically, like, do it, but nobody else can see what the hell you're doing. Like, you're
Right,
just waving your hands in
but I
the
have
air or,
to.
right. It's like get that readout out of my way, and then people are like, "What the fuck?" So yeah, that's what you're going through
Awesome.
right now for
Love it.
sure. All right, wonderful. So mhm,
And if I can drop out of the vent and try to follow the rest of the
yeah,
group there.
yeah, oh yeah. Like you can
Oh yeah.
definitely you're able to do that for sure. Um, anybody want to do anything else? Um, before we wrap up for the session, because I'm gonna say that you can either um, do another hunt roll to cliffhang us into the next one, into the next session, or we can just like stop here and then just do plain stars and wishes, assuming that you're moving away from the hunter for now. Okay, so I welcome either decision, whatever you want to do. What do you think?
I
I
think
mean,
I'm gonna leave
I,
Hart off on stomping.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
mm,
Yep.
I think this is a good place to leave off. I think as long as Cecile's coming and like I think Dr. Mullen's like bringing up the rear at this point and
Hmm.
is like finally, my goodness, about whatever the hell you were doing. And yeah, just as long as everyone's moving away, I think I'm down with leaving it here.
Yeah.
Okay.
mm,
Jaxu. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, Jaxu was left first, so
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Jaxu's leading the
Leading the way.
charge.
Yep.
Yep.
right, yeah. So he's using his voice to lead Hart away.
Okay, that's true.
I
But
think that's good.
since Dr. Mullen's bringing up the rear, I'm curious, Dr. Mullen. You're behind Jaxu. Do you see the little glowing attachment, and do you tell Hart?
Do I see it? Is that like I mean like am I able to?
Yes, you're bringing up the rear. I'm asking if you
Mm.
do notice it and if you are planning on telling Hart.
I'm not gonna tell her right now. We're busy. We gotta get out of here. This is a distraction. If we stop, we might get ate. So
Mhm.
I'm just gonna kind of see what happens. But I do see it.
Okay. All right. And then that's where the camera will leave off, like, your retreating backs. Um, and then it's almost like the camera shifts as if it's changing angles from the
Mhm.
point of view of something else. Oop. And then, like, it fades to black, and then we see across the screen to be continued. So,
Nice.
alrighty. Whew. Okay, so stars and wishes. We know how this works. Stars for anything you enjoyed about the gameplay, each other, role play, and wishes are what you want to see for next time. Oh my God.
I can start.
Okay.
Start. Yeah. Um, I really like this group of characters. Like these are not the people that should be leading a rescue for anybody ever. This is a bad group for that, which is why it's going to be so much fun. I like how the characters already seem like fully formed, you know. I can see why they're making the decisions that they do. I can almost, guess what the decisions are going to be. That's one of the really cool things about Trophy is that you can start off with just a few little character bits and really dig into what this character is going to be right off the bat. So everybody did spectacular with that. Jaxu immediately running away, like fucking off from the first thing. That was awesome. That was so funny and set the tone for Jaxu just solidly. Like, no, I'm out of here. Because there's nowhere to run on a ship like this. So that's only going to get you so far. So I'm really excited to see, that's a part of Wish, to see how Jaxu encounters situations that they can't run from. Dr. Mullen is hilarious and obviously like, ooh, an interesting thing. I'm gonna go into the interesting thing, like really kind of, and I appreciate this as a person, hyperfixating on weird things that just are not. This is not the moment for this. I also really liked it when you threw the "I didn't see it, so it didn't happen" right back into Hart's face. That was spectacular. I love a little bit of tension between characters. That was spectacular. That was very, very good. Cecile is like very mysterious, and the immediate really latching into that fractal neurovirus thing and just jumping on it and not, that, Marc, I can always count on you to do the weird thing. And I'm
Yay.
so glad you did here. And with the Everything Everywhere All at Once
Hmm.
choice, that was so good. I'm
Yeah.
really looking forward to seeing how that is going to show up in your character and role play and what kind of problems it's going to cause, because it's going to cause a lot of problems.
Yes.
Mads, this was spectacularly creepy. Um, I don't remember the last time we played a space game, but I'm pretty sure we have.
It was Allura.
Yeah, oh yeah, that was a long time ago.
I
You
know.
can really tell that you've played tons and tons and tons of games, because you were always good, even back then, because that was a couple years ago, I think.
Mhm.
But yeah, you really leaned hard into how isolated and quiet and creepy and liminal this kind of ship thing is, and you also did a spectacular job of reining us in, which we need sometimes, a lot of times. So yeah, spectacular, wonderful, really, really enjoyed it. Can't wait for next week.
Oh my gosh. Yes. I'm a gusher. I love, like, it takes effort to not say stars mid-game and interrupt the flow. Because everybody here is just so fabulous. What a fab group. What a fab thing. Mads, this is such a cool thing that you have done. It's so cinematic. It's so, like, I know that word gets tossed around a lot, but I mean this in like a genuine, like, I can picture what you're saying in perfect frame. And you keep the mood so perfect, and your reactions are so like fascinating and intense. And I never quite expect, like, it's like adjacent to what I expect. It's like I know something bad is gonna happen, and you've ramped it up to something even more interesting than I thought you were gonna do, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it, and your pacing is fabulous. Ugh. Oh my gosh. Amanda, Hart is very funny. Hart is very good. I love a space marine, and I love having a another role player that is comfortable being slightly antagonistic in character, because I find it very fun and very entertaining. And you instantly took charge of the situation and brought us in media res to a conversation, and you're really good at that. I really love it. I really love that you chose the most inconvenient for you condition, and we're like, well, what if I just couldn't see good? Me, the person with the gun. Very good. What a great decision. No notes. 10 out of 10. And speaking of good decisions about conditions, Marc, I have to bounce off what Amanda said. The way you took the fractal condition from Mads, I thought you were reading off something that was pre-written. Like, it was
So good.
that like intense and smooth. I was like, oh, this is like a thing in world I didn't know about. Like, that's how it felt. It was that well that well communicated. It was really fabulous, and the way you've taken it and upped the ante to the everything everywhere all at once, and just how committed you are to the bit of this character being like this mystic sort of like techno oracle. Like that's so cool, and you've ramped it up to like 100 on that, and I'm really interested. And speaking of ramping up to 100, Jonn, Jaxu is so rad. I love it. It is such a cool thing to see an active character who makes active decisions but is still like, fuck this shit, I'm out. Like, you have balanced that so perfectly, and it is really great. And I really loved the way you handled the sibling scene. That was really cool because like you did set the tone of Jackson being like, fuck this, I'm out, I'm gonna carry this stranger. But then it like came down into this really intense melancholy of like what your actual drive is as a character. And I'm so excited to see more of that. That is delicious. It is really, really cool. And you did a fabulous job with it. So yeah, wishes, I'm just excited to see more of these characters, more of these character moments, and to see how your drives move you through this story.
Yeah, I echo all those things. This is so much fun. I play a lot of games, and this is top notch all around. Mads, great running this. It was on my calendar. I literally had no idea what to expect until like 5 minutes before. I was so happy to jump in and be like, oh, look at what's happening. So yeah, thank you for running this. Everything has been great. All the just the descriptions and the way you kind of just like lead in and grab attention just by like bringing us in with that. I love that so much. Everyone's characters are amazing. Everyone's hit all the high points. Jaxu, just so it's so nice to see someone who's like reacting genuinely like fuck this is the worst, but still like doing the game, which is great. I can't say enough good things about Hart and Dr. Mullen. It's like taking these archetypes and just like playing them in your own ways. You've already hit all these high points and all the great choices to make things worse because we know we can, and this is how we do this. I had one other thing. Yeah, that's just a great time. I love it so much. Just wish for more.
Yeah, not a lot was left for me to say at this point. I agree with almost everything that was said. It's like the descriptions really set the tone, and it was like a good springboard for like finding your character in the scene, which is always great. It's always fun to feel like I see something I can spring off of. I see a situation I can build from. And also, I think like the characters, just like the immediate interaction between Jaxu and Dr. Mullen, we like just immediately get this vibe of who these people are from just a brief conversation, a brief jab, maybe.
Such a strong start.
So,
oh my god.
My God.
And so, yeah, this was like having the whole like having experienced all this like bizarre weirdness, and it was had Hart like I don't see any of this, so none of this like y'all need to pull yourselves together because clearly nothing weird is going on. I just need to know that all of you are sane and competent while anything at all. It's like and like so Cecile's like, you got attacked by wires like a conduit. I saved you from it. Like it's just like I just need to know the three of you aren't nut jobs before we go anywhere from here. We need to establish. I was like, what? And so the jab later when the things jump on Hart's face. I loved it.
You couldn't see
so
it, so it's like, did it really happen?
Yeah.
I just loved it, and but yeah, the whole um, Cecile went on like a spirit quest or something to get rid of some parasites, and it's just like, oh, I'm just going to go deeper into this thing. It's just almost like one of those things, like I'm just going to go really fast, really far, and then just peel off. Because and I was like, this nothing bad can come from this. So yeah, I just loved all of that. And so yeah, I am looking forward to playing again. It's like the time went by super fast, and I'm just looking forward to playing some more.
I remember my other thing was
Mhm.
that the magic trick of trophy, with the like just taking basically random characters and getting these instant like deep backgrounds and sense of who they are, happened. But also, a lot of times in like a trophy gold game, we're adventuring to go get this treasure in this dungeon, or whatever. So you have a reason to be together. And I think this group did an amazing job of taking four people who have no reason at all to be together, know each other, and just like not even like make an excuse to be together, but just kind of naturally clicked into this arrangement, and that's been really awesome to see. I think that leads into a wish of seeing more little pairings of character interactions
I
like that.
Indeed, I love all the relationships, whether they be actually created or organically, brought together, which it was very organic today. And one of the things, I'm just going to give an overall star to Trophy as a system. I mean, one of the beautiful things is it's like I set out to prove the playability of it by running this twice in one day, two separate groups, and it's totally bearing me out that it is so intensely playable. No two tables are going to do the exact same thing, between the character choices, between like the actions, just given the structure. I mean, one group's still in the cold St. Lawrence, and you guys have made it out to the maze, but now you're being hunted. Oh boy.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I mean, it's just so different, and it's amazing. And, this is, again, an overall star, but I mean, like, for everybody's ability to lean into whatever happens to the characters, good or very, very bad, which has been great to see. I mean, like, all the narrative, uh, um, descriptions that you've been given, and then when you get into the actual role play itself, has just like such a great byplay. I mean, like, just things happening and reacting to what's in the environment and what's happening to your character. I mean, it's been awesome to watch. And yeah, I mean, everything that has been said about specific characters, like, definitely star still. And I just want to see how they each deal, because each of them have their own deal, but then getting into the ship as it keeps twisting and warping around them, and then getting deeper and deeper into their own shit with the ship fucking with them. I mean, it's amazing. Like the relationships that could develop or maybe not between people as they navigate through this crazy space. So it's been great. And yes, time did go very quickly. So we'll see where you guys are at, like when we come back to this particular set. Holy shit. Yeah. So I'm excited. I am so glad. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I look forward to the future sessions. Yay!
Yeah.
Happy gaming for the rest of the week, and then I will see you next time. Oh my god.
All right.
Oh, thank you guys so much. All right.
We'll see y'all
All
next
right.
time.
Then next time.
Next time.
Bye.